What's up, y'all? I am your host, That Bitch Day, and you are tuned in to Drunk Diaries. Today, we got my girl, Keey, in the building.
Hi,
Go ahead and
everybody.
introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
Well, I'm Keey Diaz. I don't know if you want like a special intro or nothing like that, but
Just felt like my
that's
name is
it.
Keey.
I'm
I
Keey.
sing.
I sing. I'm an independent artist that's streaming on all platforms. So I mean, if that's what I ain't want to take.
Let them know.
If that's
this is
what
about
you guys want to know, then
they
that's
see
what
me
I am.
every week, honey. This is about you.
Well, hi, you guys. I'm Keey Diaz. On all platforms, you can stream me. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook under I am Keey Diaz, and also The Real Keey Diaz on Twitter and Instagram. So just follow me on there.
Period. And make sure y'all
That's it.
stream her music because it's good. Period. And she can sing, bitch. Notice I ain't say sing. I said sang with an A, honey. Because the bitches don't do that anymore. And no shade, but they don't.
It's a few, like some of my favorite artists.
A couple.
Ari, Jasmine Sullivan, they still
They
sing.
some good singers. How long you been singing?
They sang.
They do.
Like you said.
How long you been singing?
I've been singing since I was 3 years old, but my first song live in front of like a group of people, I was 5 years old. And Patti LaBelle had this song that had just come out, and it was called What's My Name? And I felt it in my spirit at 5. And so my mom had like a whole bunch of people over, and it just went from me singing like that, being in car rides, listening to the music that she listens to or my dad listens to, and I just kind of went from there.
So what's your favorite song you sing? Like, what's the song for you? Like, if somebody just asked you to sing, I'm going to sing this song.
I would probably say, I mean, it's a few of them, so I would probably say one would be Rise Up by Andra Day.
I like that song.
And then I also like, if I go back to other types of music or something.
Depend on what kind of mood you're in when they ask you to sing? Or what's on your mind at the time when they ask you to sing?
It depends on if my anxiety allows me to gather the lyrics in enough time that they ask me. Because if not, it's like, okay, I got to think about that first, and then, okay, boom, I can sing for you.
Right.
But I'm learning how to like sing on cue. So if you say sing something, then you go ahead and sing something type of shit.
So if I ask you to sing right now, you gonna be able to sing?
I mean, of course.
Or do you want to sing first?
Sure.
Give them a little 20 seconds.
20 seconds on the clock.
20 seconds on the clock.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round when you can't find a fighter. But I see it in you, so we can walk it out and move mountains. We can walk it out and move mountains.
Period. True talent out here, bitch. Stop playing with her. Stop playing with her. We love that.
Oh, you're so goofy.
How old were you when you wrote your first song?
Let's see. I started off with just playing around with my sister because my sister was like a rapper, so she was into that. She was like crime mob type.
Oh, so she was
ghetto.
stilettos,
Yes, she was that type.
Look low.
She was the girl that wore like the colorful fucking hair, the long ass nails. She was hood, like
So she
open
was down.
faces. What? And pretty and thick. So she had the whole thing for her. Like it was a thing for her. So I grew up around her like writing music or trying to get into rap. And for me it was like, okay, let me see what I can do. Let me see where I can go with this.
So you be rapping too? You be rapping a little bit.
Sometimes I feel like Lauryn Hill. Like I can give a little this and that, just depending on my mood.
A little Lauryn Hill.
If I'm feeling a little bit aggressive, then I feel like I can get into rapping. That's a whole other thing.
You when you be rapping, you a Lauryn Hill. You not like a Megan. You a Lauryn Hill. You want a poetic raps.
I don't think I'm a Megan because I don't know how to like exploit my sexual self like that.
Like you don't
like I know how to
like
express myself, but I don't know how to exploit it. And it's a difference between expressing and exploiting. To me,
I definitely understand.
Because it's like a way that somebody can just look at you and they can just tell, and then you have to say it. You get what I'm saying? So it's a difference. Like that's my thing. But I feel like I rap about shit that just probably makes sense in the moment, in the time, like what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the
today.
world, what's happening with children, what's happening, shit like that. But I don't think
the things that people need to hear.
I'm not gonna be talking about shooting bitches up, although I can.
Period.
But
and
that's not my mood.
What you be doing,
right?
What you can.
Exactly. It can be done.
The other things.
But I would like to think about other stuff.
So we're not gonna hear you. We're gonna hear you rapping on some tracks
of course
when your
not.
album come out.
Of course not.
No,
you will. A little bit, because I just want to work on like crafting, writing it, and editing it. It together for me. I want it to mesh or blend well, because right now it just seems like it's two different people. You're gonna get the sultry, vibed out Keey, and then sometimes if I'm rapping, you're gonna get like Tokyo Jet vibes, because I just be feeling shit and I'm aggressive with it. Yeah. So I just want to find a way to mesh it all together. So
kind of like how Beyonce did. She didn't rap at first.
Exactly.
But then that bitch just came out with
And I like to compare myself to, like I said, Lauryn Hill, Beyonce, and things of that sort. I have a deep voice, but it's because not just for me singing, because I can go up. I'm a mezzo soprano, so I can sing in any. But it's when it comes to that, it's like the deepness or the raspiness of my voice is because I rap too. Right. And it's just a more aggressive side of me.
So once you are able to blend those two together, you'll be ready to come out on the stage.
Yeah, and let people know like the alter ego of she,
period.
Like who she is. Exactly.
So out of all of the songs that you have out right now at the moment, which one is your favorite?
I would have to say probably Roses, because I put so much more.
Right?
I would say Rose from Concrete, because I literally put much more energy in it. When it was done, it still wasn't done for me mentally. So I still, crafted and I waited and I tried to think about things, because at first it was like a pause, and you always get like a writer's block.
Always. Yes,
how you get a writer's block, even with doing poetry and things of that sort. So it was just kind of one of those things, and I didn't know where to shift it to. And then a part of me wanted to rap on it. I wanted to hear somebody else rap on it. And I was just like, no, you kind of finish it out yourself. So I kind of went into that. But I would say that would be one of the most favorite ones, because it was relevant to everything, but like a sum of it.
I think my favorite song out of all the songs that I didn't listen to so far, hold on, I gotta get the name. What's the one we was talking about that I said I liked about, you said something, I'm gonna put my dress on.
Oh, Girls Night.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was called, Girls Night. That was the one for me. You was talking that shit I liked.
I felt like all of the music that I had put out before Rose from Concrete was just really some rush shit. It was like, here, take it, here. Because I was tired of doing like covers of everybody else's music. And it felt like that was the only thing that people wanted to relate to, was me doing covers to somebody else's music. So I wanted to put my own music out. And it wasn't about the engineering behind it or anything. I wanted people to understand the passion behind it. I wanted them to understand the talent behind it. I wanted them to understand the creativity behind it. But also, because I engineered myself. So it's different when you have somebody else that's putting you in the studio and you putting your shit out there. You paying them to do it. Right. But I'm learning from behind the scenes myself.
I can understand that too, though, because it's like, I didn't cover all these people's songs and y'all seeing me and y'all watching me and I'm getting
distracted. They act like they don't look though.
Right. But it's like, at this point, I want y'all to hear me, bitch. I don't want you to hear me sing nobody else's song.
So it takes and it takes some time to get into it, because I haven't like written, when I published my first poem when I was 12 years old. And it went out to the newspaper outlet in my city, because I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. So it went out to every person on the block and every street. And you know what I'm saying? I felt that. I was like, oh, that felt good, because they knew that it was me, especially when the kids got home. Like, my mom said she saw you in the newspaper, da-da-da-da. So I was excited about that, just not even the commotion that it was starting, but the fact that I had done something I said I wanted to do, and then I put it out there. So when my first, set of songs came out, that's what I did. I literally sat there and was like, I want to do some shit, engineer some shit, and put it out there.
So what is your writing process like? Like, do you have a certain writing routine?
I don't. What I do is, when I go in, if I hear something or I hear a sound or a certain beat or something like that, I just jump into whatever the feeling is in the moment, and I go from that. Like, what is it that I'm feeling? Usually it jumps in, I just kind of jump into a flow of a freestyle. Everything, regardless if I'm singing or rapping, it comes out as a freestyle first. And then I record it. Like, no fuck-ups, no mistakes. That doesn't exist when you're an artist. You know what I'm saying? You get it together when you do,
Yeah,
but when you first doing it, when you first doing it, it's art.
A writer and the artist is different. Like, because I write and you sing. But like when you writing a song, I feel like it's much harder to write a song than it is to write a poem or a book. Because when I'm writing my books or my poems, I can just write it and you're gonna
When you're writing songs, you need about 2 other fucking people there to help you do that shit.
And then it's like you gotta put your words with the music. Like,
and if they don't feel it or if they've never been through it, then it slacks if you take their portion of, you know what I'm saying, what they put in. It's something about me, like I'm just really, not that I'm sensitive about my shit, cause it's not even that. It's more so like, I like it to be mine. I don't like it to have anybody else's energy in it. I don't like it to have that, but I always like, okay, well, I need somebody that can actually do it. Who's current? Who could be able to do this? That's why I'm like always reaching out to you, like, what you got? What you gonna do? You wrote something? When the last thing? You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like harder for me to write than it is for me to freestyle some shit. Right. Because when I freestyle it, I let the aggression stay where it is. Yeah, and then you hear it back, you play it back, and you go from there. So it's like you get all of the emotion then, and you like, I'm gonna put that little thing on it because I know that's how I felt in the moment. If I was an artist,
I would have to freestyle too. Because it's like when you just listen to a beat and then you just like, okay, let me see what I can write. It's not. I don't feel like that's natural. Like I feel like it's more natural to go in the studio, play the song, and be like, okay,
right. Yeah, that's how I feel it,
and then just start saying some shit. Like
that's how I feel. I feel like sometimes if I go in there and I start writing something out, then I can't find a beat or a tempo to go with it, but it sounds good blank. So I'm like, damn, that's a poem. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have music behind it and you come up with it and you freestyle it, that's a song. It's different. I don't feel like people understand that, but I'm a poet. I'm an artist. I do a lot of shit, so it just goes into the flow of that, you know. I never once back home, I did go to a studio and I tried to freestyle a beat or whatever.
Was you rapping?
And I was rapping, and I still remembered it because I was embarrassed that I fucking did it. Like I really tried to do a freestyle or whatever because we were in there singing, and they were, after I got done singing, they were just like, oh, you killed that, you know? Like we didn't even have to go back and edit it, da 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 da. Right. So I was like, okay, I felt that. That feels good to hear and have that type of feedback. But just playing around on some hot shit, we just sitting there, so you know.
How do you prepare for a studio session? If you know you about to record or you know you about to go record or perform, how do you prepare for studio sessions and performances? What is your routine like?
I'm gonna burn. I don't have a routine because I'm too spontaneous. I don't like to go with the plan or anything because plans just kind of fucking fall through sometimes.
This is true.
But I'm too spontaneous with it, so sometimes I go into it with a mindset I burn my sage. I have to have that because that brings me sagacity. It brings out like the openness in me. It makes me like flow. It makes me feel a little bit more landed wherever I am. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'll burn that. That's probably the only routine and ritual that I do. As far as anything that I do before I leave my house or when I wake up, that's the first thing I need to smell. Like that's
right.
It's got to be there for me.
So you're just now getting into performing. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel now that you are performing? Is it like surreal for you? Can you not believe it? Like, oh my God, I'm really performing in front of all of these people? Or is it like a thing like, I finally get to do this? I've been wanting to do this.
Well, it's different for me because I've been performing since I was a kid. I've sang at weddings from the time I was 7 years old. So people have asked me to do that. Like, oh no, not just a flower girl. Girl, we need you to sing. You know what I'm saying? Your voice is that powerful. So it's not the first time. Right, but I've always been the wedding singer, but it's not the first time that I've actually performed. Throughout my city, I was, like I said, in newspapers for me being in the poetry club. That was a thing for me. I would recite poetry no matter whom it was, by or whatever. So that was a thing for me. It's really historic where I'm from, in Birmingham, Alabama. So a lot of the poetry is kind of like burdening to some people, and it's, it brings a lot of feelings or emotions over you. Some people say it's oppression, but if you don't know anything about it, it's different. So I spoke with that same oppression that they spoke of and that same hurt behind it when I came to my poetry. Yeah. So it drew people, crowds and things of that sort. So it wasn't like it was something new to me. I literally just been doing this all my life. Like, I've been a star, but my anxiety as an adult caused me to just be kind of sheltered like a hermit crab and just kind of stay to myself.
Well, with the way things are now, it's more, I think celebrities have a little bit more privacy now than they did back then. Because it's like, if you don't want people to see you, they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Or like, if you don't want to be out with people where are accessible to people. You don't have to be. It's easier to be an artist and have that as just your job. Whereas back in the day, it's like, if you were an artist, everybody's in your business. Everybody want to know where you at, what you doing, what you know, following you around. But now it's just like, okay, yeah, that bitch, she sing. I like her, but we don't give a fuck about what else she do.
Yeah, and that's how it is. Or unless you publicize it, like, you know, using the platforms that they give to you, like YouTube. I feel like YouTube is one of the platforms that you can show every part of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't matter how chaotic it gets, you know, or cluttered it gets. You can just put yourself out there,
and people are just gonna watch it. Like YouTube is a place where you can have multiple audiences.
It is.
Like, say for example, they know, on Wednesday, like how, for example, Megan got Hottie World, and on every episode she do something different. One Hottie World, she preparing for the Grammys. Next Hottie World, she working out. You know what I'm saying? So the people who want to see her get dressed, we gonna watch this video. But the people who want to see her work out, this video for us. You know, you have multiple audiences.
It's having that type of diversity, or for them, you have a variety of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like putting yourself out there. The content, you gotta keep creating content to put out there. That's what they like to see. But then sometimes if it's not trending, or it's not following clout, then it's not gonna get the views that it deserves.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about being yourself, and you don't have to worry about that clout.
Speaking of diversity, tell us an artist or a song that you really like that people would not expect from you. Like, they're like, you listen to what?
Let's see. When I was growing up, I loved this group called Flyleaf. And then I also could relate a lot to Paramore. Paramore was my top one. I would wake up in the morning, listen to fucking Paramore. I was mad at my parents, and it wasn't the original teenage lifestyle type of thing. It was just like, hey, accept me, I'm gay as fuck. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna love me or not? If you not, I'm gonna blast this fucking Paramore and let you feel what I feel every day.
Exactly.
So Paramore was one of those things where somebody would not imagine me singing that shit, but I would sing it and I would feel it, and still to this day when I hear it, it brings me back to that and being like, oh, okay,
I can understand that, because I like Paramore. A lot of people might not even think I know who that is, but I like Paramore. And what's the other one? Evanescence. Am I saying that right?
Evanescence.
Yeah, that Wake Me Up Inside.
It was like those groups back then, they were able to talk about what they felt without it being as right now it's problematic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's controversial. Yeah, but then they were able to talk about it because they were white kids. And they could talk about how depressed and fucked up they were mentally. But black kids, you were shying for it, you know.
You doing too much.
You don't talk about that, hide that.
Be like, you don't got no reason to be depressed. I put clothes on your back.
They were vocal. White kids were vocal about how they felt.
In my mind. Fuck these clothes.
White kids were more vocal about how they felt. And they were able to do it without you saying anything about it.
They because cut off their hair.
That's how we know that they be like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you, mom.
Yeah.
They were vocal as fuck. If we did it, you getting your ass whooped.
Slam the door. You better not slam
the door.
In the black house.
You don't pay no rent here. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. But they were able to, you know, express themselves, and the way that they did it was so beautiful in, you know, in songs.
And it wasn't like, you know how some songs that are about those type of things, like heavy metal songs, they be shit that you don't want to listen to because they screaming and shit. You like, bro, what the fuck? Why are y'all doing all of that? But with them, it was like more of a beautiful song. It was soft, and it was like,
it was. They knew how to put it. Although the words were harsh.
Yeah, but it was
they
soft.
Knew how to put
like
it.
You wasn't thinking about that when you was listening to it until you just sat down and listened to the words. Like,
and you be like, damn, I'm hurt like they hurt. I didn't even know
this
that.
what this bitch talking about.
Exactly, that's how it was.
Like, it's so many songs like that we was listening to when we was young, and I heard them as an adult, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
I had no business listening to TLC, Put It In Work. You know what?
None of them songs.
No, that one right there. No, that sent my mom into overdrive. Like, bitch, I'm gonna break this CD and every fucking thing. I'm gonna have your sister sneak in your room, find that shit. I tried to hide it. It's a little purple disc, because you know back in the day you used to burn your CDs.
What? My uncle used to do it.
I paid $10 for that CD.
See, my uncle was the plug. I ain't have to pay. And if
I did.
If he told me he wasn't doing it, I was going to go tell on him.
I paid. My sister snuck in my room, went into my little cassette player, the one that didn't work, because I put it in there. Because, you know, I'm thinking, like, I'm smart as fuck. They're not going to know that it don't work. They're going to go to the new one. Oh, no. They went straight to the old one. It was a purple CD-ROM. And I had the whole TLC album on it, right? But I would always click and play number 9. What was so special about that? Put it in work.
Put
Girl
it in
talk.
work.
Girl talk. Got you all cut. I had no business knowing what that song meant, what it said, none of that shit. And my mama had her to go in there, take that shit out of there, and she broke it.
See, I was a smart child. I played my music in my headphones.
No, I was ruthless and rebellious. So I play my shit loud. You gonna hear how I feel.
Period.
If I can't say it to you, then you just gonna hear how I feel. That's why I'm as vocal as I am now. Like, no filter.
If I can't say what I want
say.
to say to you,
I'm not gonna be around.
my song gonna say it.
My
to you
music is gonna
Listen.
say it. You gonna hear it. So that's how
as
it
of right
was.
now, since you say your music is gonna say it, the things that you write about, is it the stuff that you're going through, or stuff that you have went through in your lifetime?
No, definitely stuff that I have gone through. Because my relationship before the one that I'm in right now was very abusive mentally, physically, and it just kind of got to a point where I was just like, no matter where you go in life and no matter whom it is that you meet, you're going to feel that. Mm-hmm. So you're always going to feel what it made you feel in the moment. And I felt like even with that, it just brought me a little bit more growth because I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know what abuse was. I grew up in a household where it was just like the other way around type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I didn't grow up knowing what that was. So it was different for me to get into that situation and have to actually experience that. Right. So I could talk about it more, but it made me a little broken up because it's like a memory lapse type of thing. Right, you lose certain connection with yourself then, with your actual self, like your true self. So that's kind of what it got into. So when I write about it, it's a little bit of mix. Sometimes it's everything that happened then at that point, or it's got something to do with bitches I dated 10 years ago. You just never know because it ain't your business.
Right, like when you're a writer, like I don't think people understand it. Like when you're a writer, your inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah,
like
it can.
9 times out of 10, something that I'm writing about, it's not even about me. It could be some shit I heard 5 years ago.
I got friends and I got people that call me about advice every fucking day, so I'm talking about it. You can't get rid of this person. You keep thinking about this person.
And you use them for inspiration. Like
you
just
put
get
this
to
into a song. Sometimes I can respond to my friend and their situation in a song. And that's how they can relate, can actually relate to it or whatever it be. Okay, so I can relate.
And where I'm coming from.
Right, because I put myself in other people's shoes. I'm not the person that you meet and it's just like I'm just viewing you from the outside. Right. I put myself in your shoes. So when you're telling me something and you need advice from me, if you've asked me for it, if you need advice from me, I'm going to give it to you. And it's going to be in the best way.
See, sometimes I be nervous because I be like, what if my friend read that and be like, bitch, you telling my business. This is about me. But then at the same time, it's like, if it's something embarrassing, bitch, you don't want nobody to know.
And if it's something that you've gone through, then it's something that some other person has gone through, regardless if it's male or female. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just be open about the fact that somebody is speaking about it, but you also respectfully ask your friend, is it okay if I talk about this situation?
It's been some times when I didn't ask. Like,
that's a problem.
I used it for inspiration, though. I didn't use the exact situation.
You've seen movies where people fall out with their fucking friends because you just, what was that show? I don't know if you ever seen it. It was Insecure. Was it Insecure?
I love that show.
Okay, you saw with Broken Pussy. As funny as that shit was, it was like, damn, I got a few people that I may have wanted to write that about, but I didn't.
It wasn't nothing like that. It was an inspiration. It was not exactly.
It was inspiring to you, but it was embarrassing to sis. You get what I'm saying?
It wasn't exactly what she went through, though. It wasn't exactly what she went through. It was maybe like a small detail that I might have used. Like, say for example, this is not the exact situation, but say for example, it's like a girl meets another girl and they get together and she's abusing her, but she doesn't kill her. But in real life, the girl died. Like that. Something like that. Like, I did not use her. Like, if she read it, she probably would be like, is this? Nah, this is not about me.
Because she never told me that that's how she felt, type of thing.
Well, no, it's not how I felt. It's a fictional story that I wrote that uses her situation for inspiration.
I guess. I just still feel like sometimes, even with inspiration, because sometimes I'll just sit and write out shit, regardless to what it is. Sometimes I'm writing a web series that I'm never going to launch. Period. Sometimes I'm writing a book.
Sometimes you just get ideas.
Right, but I have written books and then I've actually published them and gotten, that's passive. That's a form of passive income and things of that sort. But sometimes you get into a point where you just like, I don't want to incorporate everybody's life into this story or whatever, or make it to where it pinpoints somebody else's situation.
But that's where your imagination comes in.
It does. And then if you allow it to do that, and then that's a good thing, because I feel that that person won't feel so connected to the story.
Right, and that's how it was. Like, although I used a piece of her life for inspiration, the rest of it was all made up by me. Right. So it was no way to tell, like, she probably read it and was like, that sounds familiar, but not like, this is that's about me. Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was just like a small detail that I maybe might have.
You tweaked it a little bit. Yeah, just put your little salt bay on it. I got you. Yeah. No, but I don't know. I like to take some of my shit and put it into it because I want somebody to know, like, ain't shit sweet, ain't shit perfect. You know what I'm saying? What you see, it's what happened, and this is where I am now.
We've grown from that.
So that's the rose from concrete.
So since you say you write poetry and you write books, are we gonna see any of those things?
I have a lot of stuff that I have underneath my sleeve right now that I don't care to discuss. I do it, you know, by writing it out, manifesting it in myself, and then when you see it, you just gonna see it. But as far as music, yes, I do have things in store as far as music, and then as far as like books and things of that sort.
Okay, what about music videos? Are we gonna get any?
You get everything that comes with an artist.
Okay, so.
But you're gonna get this work, what you get right now.
I need you to give us something. Now. Give us one little Drunk Diaries exclusive, child. Because every artist that we had on here so far have been giving us, you know, some exclusives, some hints. So let us enter some information that only, you know, that's premiering today.
Oh, you want me to tell my business? Okay, so.
Let us know what's coming. What's on the way?
It's a lot of things, so it's kind of like I would have to dig and figure out what I want to share with you guys. What's something that's simple? I've been in connection with Zaytoven about music and things of that sort. I've been in connection with Shy Moss about, you know, music and that sort. You know, every single time.
I'm sorry, I forgot that's not his name no more.
No, it's Shy Moss. That's who he is. You know, either way it goes, that's who he is.
That's who he is. Girl.
Y'all wouldn't.
He said he's a grown man.
You can't tell me that you don't know one song that he has had out, and then on top of that, any other artist that's under him right now, younger, youthful, no matter the age of it, knows who he is.
I feel like,
and they also have said to him, "Let me give you your roses." And that's the concept of things. I feel like people play on clout. If you're relevant right now, then you was popping. But they forget the hard work and dedication that people have put into it, and what leeway they gave for other artists to be out here streaming or doing whatever it is.
A legend out here.
Yeah, because you watch people right now that's streaming, and it's easier for them. So I would never put him in the category of anybody right now that's streaming and doing those type of things, because he worked hard as fuck for his shit. He was out there on the streets selling his CDs and doing those things. They're not doing that right now.
They not.
If you put out a video where you're doing anything that's just clout worthy, then boom, you're on. And I've watched people with no talent do that. But for a person who has talent, who has the actual ability to make something of himself and still be current as right now, today, I'm gonna give him his roses each time I speak about
it. This is true.
I have been working with Bow Wow. That's who we know him as. Bow Wow. He's been around since then, and we still know his name today. He's still like trending on Shade Room and everything else. So yeah.
I only know 2 songs by the name.
From who?
I only know 2 songs. No, 3. I know. Okay. What's the song with Amorion? Let me hold you. Yeah, I know that song.
That's one of the first ones that everybody goes to, because I feel like they think that that's like the joke.
You remember that song? You ain't fresh as I mean.
I remember a lot of stuff from him. I also remember him going into different other artists too and going on their songs and them paying him hella cash just to be able to drop 2 or 3 lines on their shit to make it pop at the moment.
I don't remember the Lil Bow Wow era. I think it's because I'm very young. I'm a little baby, for real.
I'm not. I'm 28 years old. I've been around the block a few times. I know what real creativity and artistry is. So when I get down into it, you're going to hear me talking about the oldie goldies. You're going to hear me talking about Isley Brothers.
I love
You're going to hear me talking about that type of shit, because that's where I grew up and that's the era that I've been in.
Speaking of the Isley Brothers, is you ready for the verses?
I respect it all.
Are you ready for the verses?
I've been ready.
Who you got? You Earth, Wind & Fire, or you Isley Brothers? Which team?
I think I'm going to go with... It's crazy because I was a dance girl and I had to dance to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, everybody knows when September comes on, you jump out there and you do what you have to do. So for me, that was one of the songs that just kind of resonated with me at the time, at the moment. But I'm going to go with the Isley Brothers because one of my favorite songs has to be Summer Breeze by them. I used to sit in the back of my daddy's drop-top Mercedes, and we used to cruise the city listening to Summer Breeze while he smoked his cigar. So that to me just brought so many different things. I've written so many different songs to that.
To the Isley Brothers?
Yeah, to that in itself and not released it. Yes.
Would you sample them?
Absolutely.
I would love
One
that.
of my favorite parts in it in itself, and I'm actually dating a Jasmine. So one of the parts in that song is just like, Summer Breeze makes me find, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. That's my favorite part. And I've written so many different songs to it, but I haven't released it. It's one of my favorite parts. Like, I think one of my favorites.
My favorite Isley Brothers song, it gotta be between Choosy Lover. That's my song.
I think I be just relating to the stuff that make me feel like I'm chilled and high. Cause I have a natural high that just you need to calm down sometimes. So I like the music that just kind of makes me think. I like music that doesn't have a lot of words. Sungos type of music, shit like that. I like music that doesn't talk a lot, that doesn't do a lot.
I like music that's very passionate. I like music that's about love and sex.
You can feel the
it just makes me feel like I want to move.
I like
me feel sexy. I like it.
Like some Janet Jackson type of do you mind
please don't
type
start
of
me.
feel.
Don't start me.
I know that's your babe.
Please.
That's why I'm just
me.
like you.
Don't
that makes
me.
you feel. We both
Y'all
got
know
in trouble
love.
over Janet Jackson.
Yeah, we got in trouble. Listen, my mama caught me watching that Janet Jackson "Would You Mind" performance. I think I was like 9. She came in there.
Had no business.
No, ma'am. You should have known at that moment right there. Janet Jackson, baby, you the reason. Okay. You the reason.
Is. She put a lot of.
You the reason.
That's the difference between exploiting yourself and then actually. There it is, and it was beautiful to do so. You know what I'm saying? I have so much appreciation for that shit.
Her voice is so soft and sweet.
Yeah, she say the nastiest shit. So pretty.
Nasty.
It be pretty as fuck when she say it.
It's like,
but it be nasty.
Like poetry.
I love it.
Like she got this one song, y'all. It's called Warmth. For those who are not real Janet fans, you don't know.
And if you don't know, you just
now
don't
you know.
Like there you go.
It's called Warmth.
She talks about it all.
I'm not gonna tell you what it's about.
If you never exploit that feeling, then you just don't know what she's talking about.
Once you hear it and you listen to the words, you gonna know what she's talking about.
It goes there.
Yeah, she goes there, honey. She goes there. Period. I just want to thank you so much for coming to my show, friend. We had a good time. Y'all, this is my friend in real life. Okay.
Thank you for having me. I'm a little bit tipsy, so if I ain't made eye contact with y'all, it's all right. I'm talking to my friend.
Period. We Chloe and Hallie tipsy tonight.
I'm tipsy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? But I enjoyed it.
Listen,
I'm tipsy for real.
We in here. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram at drunk2ks.diary. On Twitter, Drunk Diary. Turn on all notifications, subscribe, and make sure you watch every video because why not? The hell? Follow my friend on Instagram at
The Real Keey Diaz on Instagram, The Real Keey Diaz on Twitter. I think it's Keey Diaz on Facebook.
Period. And stream her motherfucking music. Y'all have a good night.
And stream me on all platforms, like all platforms. I'm really tired of saying that. Like on all, if you got SoundCloud, Apple Music, I'm there.
All that. And make sure y'all share these videos with y'all friends because y'all don't be watching me enough and I don't like it. Good night.
Okay, like viewers, because bye.